Hi everyone, Meteorologist Bill Rentschler in the 1011 Hour Streaming Studio. Hope everyone had a nice weekend, having a nice Monday morning. Going to be a very warm start to the work week for us, as we're going to be looking at record and near record high temperatures across the state for your St. Patrick's Day. But there's a lot going on when it comes to the forecast, especially as we head over the next few days. While it's going to be very warm on the breezy side today as we start the week, tomorrow we're going to look for the potential for maybe some severe weather across the southeastern corner of the state. There is at least that chance. And then into the day Wednesday, we're looking at another pretty significant storm system heading our way that's expected to bring a lot of wind to the area, as well as the potential for some accumulating snow as well. And when we combine that with the wind, we could see some really difficult travel conditions, especially Wednesday morning and into the afternoon hours. So jumping right in, again, looking at your weather headlines. High fire danger today to go along with the warm conditions. It's going to be very dry, breezy out there, so we have red flag warnings that are across the area. I mentioned the potential for a few severe storms for the day on Tuesday as a cold front drops south through the area, and then that winter storm is looming as we head into the day on your Wednesday. So you see the red flag warnings across the state for the day today, save for the southwestern corner of the state. Not quite as dry, not quite as breezy in those locations, but again, critical fire danger out there. So again, any fires that do start could get out of hand pretty quickly. So again, want to urge folks to again not do any outdoor burning through the day today. Into the day tomorrow, we have a marginal risk for severe weather across the southeastern sections of the state. So again, a couple stronger storms can't be ruled out through the day on your Tuesday as a cold front slowly kind of settles into the area. And then as we head Tuesday into the day on Wednesday, a more significant storm system is going to push through the area, and we have winter storm watches that are in place for south central into southeastern and then up into northeastern sections of the state. These start late Tuesday night into very early Wednesday morning, 1, 2, 3 a.m., and last through Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday evening, as again we're looking at the potential for potentially some moderate snowfall, moderate to maybe heavy snowfall at times, to go along with winds that are going to be gusting potentially as high as 50 to 60 miles an hour. So again, even if we're on the lighter side of the snowfall, with those winds, we could have near whiteout conditions at times, especially Wednesday morning, as we see that changeover from rain to snow, and that would continue into the afternoon before snow kind of wraps up and tapers off as we head Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday evening. So if you look at sort of the longer range models, it's still a couple days out, but this is what Wednesday morning looks like at 11 a.m. Again, this is the European model. You can see it has that low right across south central Iowa, north central Missouri. And we're right there on the back end of that low pressure system. The trowel is where we call it. That's the area that we typically see the heaviest snowfall with these systems. So that's the European model. The GFS, the American model, again, in pretty good agreement, has that low almost in the exact same spot. Again, south central Iowa, north central Missouri, and then we're right there on the back end with that snowfall as of Wednesday morning. And so again, we would see that changeover through the morning hours on Wednesday, through that morning commute, and then we would see again snow as we head through Wednesday morning into the afternoon and into the early evening hours, to go along with a lot of wind. We can see how close those isobars are. Again, that's means that we're going to have very strong pressure gradient, very strong winds out of the north and northwest that's going to be blowing that snow around. So again, right now it's Monday morning. It's not going to start snowing probably for about 48 hours, so make sure you check back with the forecast. But again, the snowfall potential, what we're thinking right now is a swath of about 3 to 6 inches of snow from south central Nebraska into parts of southeastern Nebraska and then up into the northeast, and that does include us here in Lincoln and Lancaster County, where we're thinking 3 to 6 inches of snowfall is going to be possible. Again, starting Wednesday morning and then continuing into the afternoon and early evening before snow begins to wrap up. This snowfall forecast likely, again, will change before it starts snowing, so this is just kind of the early look, so make sure you check back with forecasts as we head through the day today. Certainly into the day tomorrow. And then, again, Brad Anderson will obviously have the latest Wednesday morning and the morning show before things really kind of begin to ramp up their Wednesday morning. So, again, make sure you check back with the forecast. But right now it does look like another fairly significant winter weather event could impact the state through the morning hours on Wednesday. Certainly that morning commute looks like it would be impacted, and likely the evening commute as well. Again, could be wet, heavy snow, again, along with a lot of wind. Again, those winds gusting gusting 50 to 60 miles an hour at times. So again, a lot to kind of look for that Wednesday commute. So again, rain would be transitioning to snow through the overnight hours into very early on Wednesday, probably between 3 and 8 a.m. from west to east across the state. As I mentioned, those winds could be gusting up to around 60 miles an hour, and that could create near whiteout and possibly seeing blizzard conditions or near blizzard conditions at times with those strong winds and that reduced visibility. So again, that Wednesday morning commute would likely be the one that would be impacted the most, but certainly that Wednesday evening commute would also be impacted across the area as well. So again, Wednesday is going to be one of the big days we want to watch out for. That's not to say, again, with the high fire danger today, we don't need to be careful. The threat for maybe a few strong storms tomorrow, we don't need to watch out. But Wednesday right now is probably the biggest day that we need to keep an eye on. Low temperatures this morning across the state. It was a wide range, falling all the way down to 24 in Ogallala, 28 in North Platte, but only 39 here in Lincoln, 42 in Grand Island, 45 in Thedford. Up in O'Neill, again, St. Patrick's Day starting off not too bad, 42 degrees the low temperature in O'Neill this morning across the Lincoln Metro. Lows falling down into the lower and middle 40s to start our Monday. So again, not a bad start to the work week. As you look at sky views from across the state, there's a few clouds out there, but overall things are fairly quiet as we again start off the work week. Plenty of sunshine here in the capital city, 42 at the airport, 46 here at the 1011 studios at 40th and Vine, light south wind at around 8 miles an hour. So again, pretty comfortable start to our work week. Temperatures across the Lincoln Metro warming up a few degrees into the middle 40s. We're about 46, 47 for most locations across the metro. Temperatures across the state still have a pretty decent range, some 20s and 30s still on the board in the southwest. It's a mix anywhere from the mid-30s to the low to mid-40s in the eastern sections of the state, already up to 50 in O'Neill. 54 degrees in Chadron is the warm spot across the state. Winds aren't too bad, generally out of the south and southwest as we start the day at around 5 to 15 miles an hour. It could be a bit breezy at times today. Could see some winds gusting between 20 and 30 miles an hour. And again, you factor that in with the dry conditions. That's where we're going to have the critical fire conditions. We do factor in that wind. It does feel a little bit colder in some spots. We do have some wind chills down into the 20s and 30s across the 10-11 coverage area. Satellite radar picture is pretty quiet. Not a whole lot to see early this morning. There's just a few clouds out and about. You zoom out, look at a regional view, and again, overall things are pretty quiet for us. And nationally, again, parts of New England down the eastern seaboard dealing with some rain. This was after a very busy weather weekend. Again, started for us on Friday when we had some severe weather and then a lot of severe weather across the Midwest. Saturday had a number of deadly storms down across the Gulf states in Mississippi and Alabama as they had a severe weather outbreak, and then that severe weather impacted parts of the eastern seaboard yesterday. And now that system just has some lingering kind of rain across the New England area, and that'll cost the eastern seaboard. But again, fairly quiet, at least all things considered for right now. You look at the weather alerts, and we do have a number of them. Again, as we get ready for another busy stretch of weather as we head certainly tomorrow into the day on Wednesday. Again, critical fire conditions, red flag warning stretching from Texas up through Nebraska. We have high wind alerts, both warnings and watches across parts of New Mexico, West Texas, and parts of Kansas as well. And then again, winter storm watches in place again across much of southern and eastern Nebraska. Those stretch from northwestern Kansas, again through our neck of the woods, across Iowa, up into parts of Minnesota and Wisconsin. You also have winter weather advisories, winter storm warnings for the high country and the Rockies, again ahead of our next system that's going to be moving through the area as well. So again, quieter-ish today, but again, we'll be getting busy again as we head over the next couple days. So we check out Skycast through the day today. There's not a whole lot for us to worry about. There's a few passing clouds, but I think it's generally sunny as we head through the day. Should be a pretty nice day with, again, very warm temperatures. Again, records certainly going to be possible today, including here in Lincoln. And then as we head overnight tonight and into the day on Tuesday, again, I think we see at least a little bit of cloud cover, and then through the day on Tuesday, mostly sunny skies for a majority of the state. But by Tuesday evening, we can start to see some rain, some snow beginning to develop. Cold front slowly sagging south through the state into Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening. We'll see a chance in eastern and southeastern Nebraska as that front kind of settles across the area for maybe one or two stronger storms. Can't rule that out. Again, I don't think the chance is super great, but we are going to keep an eye on it. And then as we head overnight Tuesday into Wednesday, we're going to start to see rain and snow begin to move in from the west as it does so and as that colder air kind of filters in, we'll also see that changeover from rain to snow across the area. So this is 7 a.m. Wednesday morning. Again, you can see snow across much of central Nebraska into the northeast. Here in Lincoln and southeastern Nebraska, we're seeing a little bit of a rain-snow mix, but we quickly see that change over to snow as we head through Wednesday morning, with snow lingering across the area as we head through the afternoon into the early evening hours. Again, not a super cold system, so again, temperatures aren't going to be bitterly cold with it, falling down upper 20s, low 30s, seeing that snowfall, but again, factor in the wind, it's going to feel a lot colder than that with that snow falling and the wind. Again, near whiteout conditions are expected across the area into Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, so again, a lot to look for there through the day on Wednesday. So if we zoom in, take a closer look at Skycast, statewide view this time, again, really nothing for us to worry about today. A few passing clouds, a little bit of a southerly, southwesterly breeze through the day will lead to that critical fire conditions out there, but no moisture expected through the day today. And then tonight into the day on Tuesday, weather stays quiet. That cold front kind of stalls out across the area into the day on Tuesday. That will give us that outside chance for maybe one or two stronger storms. Our in-house model not really picking up on much of that activity, so not too bullish on that chance as we head through the day on Tuesday. But again, the ingredients for maybe a few stronger storms will be there. And then as we head Tuesday evening into the overnight hours, that snow begins out west and then slowly moves across the state. So again, you can see early Wednesday morning, our in-house model has it more painted right across central Nebraska by Wednesday morning, but that could be very tough travel conditions to start the day on Wednesday, and that snow will continue to push its way to the east as we head through Wednesday morning, with snow lingering across eastern Nebraska into the late afternoon and early evening time frame to go, along with some very strong winds, again gusting potentially up to 50 to 60 miles an hour at times before snow should end by Wednesday night, again, but staying windy into Wednesday night, and then it will be cooler behind the system into the day on Thursday, but not a ton of cold air filters in behind it. We'll take a look at that in just a second. Today, though, again, we're looking at record and near record high temperatures across the area. The record for today's date in Lincoln is 84. We're going to go for 83 today in the capital city. Also 83 in Grand Island, 79 in North Platte, 75 degrees in O'Neill. So again, should be a beautiful day to celebrate St. Patrick's Day up there in O'Neill. Low temperatures tonight falling down anywhere from the mid-30s to the mid-40s for most locations. High temperatures tomorrow are a little bit cooler as that front begins to slowly push through the area. Look for highs ranging anywhere from the mid-40s in the far northwestern corner of the state to the low 80s in the southeast. Here in Lincoln, we'll say 77 for a high on Tuesday, but again, another classic sort of March spring storm where you have winter on one side of the state, late spring, early summer conditions on the other side of the state. Low temperatures then into Wednesday morning, low 20s to low 30s. Again, this is where we'll see that changeover early Wednesday to snow for eastern sections of the state, including here in Lincoln. But then high temperatures do rebound a little bit. I think a lot of these high temperatures actually are probably closer to midnight Tuesday night, with some falling temperatures through the day on Wednesday as that cold air filters in, and then we'll see those lows bottom out Thursday morning in the upper teens to low to mid-20s across the state. But then Thursday, behind that system, and even potentially with several inches of snow on the ground, we're still looking at high temperatures getting back into the upper 40s to upper 50s for eastern Nebraska, and even into the 60s in the west. So again, any snow we do see, it's going to be wet, it's going to be heavy, there's going to be a lot of moisture with it, and it's also not going to stick around for very long, as most of it probably could melt through the day on Thursday with these high temperatures back into the 50s and 60s across the state. Friday morning, again, staying mild, upper 30s to low 40s for low temperatures, and then Friday afternoon, again, mid to upper 50s to right around 60 degrees for high temperatures, so pretty close to normal for our first full day of spring on Friday. 7-day forecast looks like this. Again, you see 83 today for your St. Patrick's Day, a little bit cooler Tuesday, only a 20% chance, I think, on Tuesday for any moisture here in the capital city. So while we do have that marginal risk for severe weather, I don't think the overall risk is that great. I think the chance is pretty low. Obviously, that chance then really ramps up Tuesday night into the overnight hours on Wednesday, and then through the day on Wednesday. That's when we have that weather alert day in place. Again, rain changing over to snow, very windy conditions. Again, could see near blizzard conditions at times through the day on Wednesday across parts of the state. Thursday, then, we're dry, mid-50s for highs. Our first day of spring. Friday, our first full day of spring, upper 50s, mostly cloudy. Small chance maybe a little bit of moisture on Friday, and then back to the 60s on Saturday. Another small chance for some moisture on Sunday, with temperatures falling back into the 50s for us. 10-day forecast for select cities across the state. Again, you can see today by far and away the warmest day that we have over the course of the next week to 10 days. Wednesday, by far and away the coldest day that we have over the course of the next week to 10 days. After that, Thursday into the weekend, even into early next week, temperatures generally ranging from the mid-50s to the lower to middle 60s. So again, nice springtime weather there for the second half of this week, this weekend, and it looks like into the first half of the week next week. As far as chances for moisture, we're dry today. Small outside chances for any moisture, I think, tomorrow. Obviously, Wednesday's the big day. Thursday looks generally dry. Small chance again on Friday. Small chance again on Sunday. And then generally looks dry through the first half of the week next week for us. Long-range outlooks from the Climate Prediction Center. This takes us almost through the end of March. This is March 24th through March 30th. Favors above average temperatures across much of the region, especially, again, the western half of the country. And then the precipitation outlook favors drier than normal conditions for much of the state, with sort of equal chances for above or below average precipitation for the far northern and western sections of the state. So a lot to keep an eye on over the next several days. Again, today it's going to be warm weather. It's going to be a little breezy. We're going to have critical fire conditions. Tomorrow there is that outside chance for maybe a few stronger storms in the southeastern corner of the state. Wednesday is going to be the big day. That's where we have winter storm watches that are already in place. We're looking at potential for some decent accumulating snow to go along with some very strong winds that would also, again, give us some really difficult travel conditions. Certainly Wednesday morning, but certainly it looks like it would impact eastern sections of the state throughout most of the day for the day on Wednesday. So as I said, make sure you check back with the forecast as we head over the next several days. It's going to change several times before it starts snowing. But again, just giving you kind of the early details there. Right now, it looks like we could see areas across southern, eastern, and into northeastern Nebraska see upwards of 3 to 6 inches of snow with that system. But again, this forecast again will change before it starts snowing. So make sure you check back as we sort of flesh out the details over the next day or two. So appreciate everyone for tuning in and for watching. Hope everyone has a nice Monday. Hope everyone enjoys the mild weather that we have today, and hope everyone gets ready for potentially the wintry weather we're expecting on Wednesday.